Awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is what I refer to as the legacy duplication model, to take you to the legacy ranks within the Activz Compensation Plan as quickly as possible. We're going to attempt to go through this in approximately 15 to 20 minutes, and may have some time for questions at the end of the call. But let's go ahead and get started. So the idea here is to take you to the legacy ranks as quickly as possible. The legacy ranks, really, those first legacy ranks are the ranks at which we see people start to transition from part-time income to full-time income in the network marketing industry. So that's why we wanted a model, or at least to offer that model for everybody, so they can get a clear vision of a realistic, real-life model, duplication model, that can help them get to those ranks as quickly as possible. And so we're just going to go through the 3 simple steps and then see what the end results are in this legacy duplication model. So if you yourself enroll or come into the business with a premium pack, that's a $540 investment, not including tax and shipping. In product, not including the activation kit that comes with some marketing materials, some tear-off sheets in order to start sharing the Activz opportunity with others. But in product alone, you'll receive 4 of our flagship product, LINQ, here in the US, and 2 complete sets of our skincare regimen, Emora. So that's 2 of our serums, 2 of our toners, and 2 of the muds. Very good. So that's 500. That's 500 points, or in volume, and what we refer to as PV, or product volume. And that's how we receive commissions, based on not necessarily the price, including shipping and the activation kit, the materials, rather the product volume itself. So that's 500 PV. You receive materials, obviously the system, your own landing page, or replicated website, as well as access for life to our back office, or your own virtual office that'll keep track of all your sales, as well as allow you to connect with your teammates and customers, be able to send communications out with them so you can be effective in your business. So the idea is setting the proper expectation for people coming in with a premium pack, because people do what we do. It's all about duplication. Everything good or bad, people will duplicate within your organizations. So with that said, we're gonna, in this example anyways, a legacy duplication model, we will have come in with a premium pack ourselves. And so the idea here is to apply the law of averages, or numbers. So if we go out and we enroll 10 new business partners, 10 new distributors, all with the same premium pack, typically you can anticipate that 30 to 40% of those individuals, usually 30%, will actually duplicate that same effort. So a lot of times, we'll see a lot of compensation plans out there, network marketing companies that promote duplication models, where you just get 10 people and then have them get 10 and have them get 10. And they show you these massive income figures at the end of that process. And sure, it's attractive, but the reality is how easy is it, or how duplicable is it, or probable that we're going to be able to go out and get 10 people that get 10 in this perfect world type model. Some individuals will be able to do it, the vast majority won't. And so we're going to apply the rule of 30% here out of those 10. So that's why it's so important to have those 10 distributors, because in order to make it to the legacy ranks, you need a total of 4 legs, but 3 primary legs that are duplicating and actually growing in width and depth in your organization. So if we enroll 10 new business partners with the premium pack, in just upfront fast start money, that's equivalent to $1,000 that we put into your pocket immediately. And the fast start bonus, as you well know, pays on a weekly basis every Friday. So with those 10 new business partners with the premium pack, that's $1,000 in your pocket right away, that very next Friday. So then, instead of saying let's have those 10 go out and enroll 10, we're going to cut it in half. Bring it down to a more realistic expectation. So out of those 10, or those 10 rather, out of those 10, some may, this guy here, he may enroll 1 or 2 individuals with a premium pack. This person may just enroll 1. This individual may end up enrolling 3, 4, 5 individuals. But on average, if these 10 people on our first generation are to go out and recruit 5 new business partners with the premium pack, the 500 PV premium pack, as shown here, So hopefully everybody can see this. So on average, keeping in mind some might enroll 8, some might enroll 4, 3, 2, whatever the case is, but an average of 5 across the board here on our second generation. That will allow us to access the second generation of the Fast Start bonus, which would represent in earnings an additional $1,000 in our pockets. And obviously they're also going to be receiving 20% of those, each of their new enrollees. Very good. So on the second generation, we're looking at a grand total of 50 individuals coming into our organization. So once again, we're not looking at perfect duplication because it never happens. 10 that bring in 10, 10 that bring in half of that. And then we're going to attempt to cut that in half again. So this is step 2. So we personally enroll 10 individuals, new business partners with the premium pack, who then in turn enroll 5 new business partners with a premium pack, who then in turn move into step 3, enroll just 3 on average. And once again, you know, some of these people might enroll 1, some might enroll 5, some might enroll 2, whatever the case is. But on average, if on this third generation, we can come out with 3 people on average enrolled by each of these 5 individuals on our second generation. Now, it's important to keep in mind that the Fast Start bonus is a generational bonus. Here at Activz in the compensation plan, there's essentially 2 different ways that we pay out commissions. One is through enrollment generations, and the other is through actual placement, depending on what level you're placed or your different business partners are placed within your organization. This one specifically is based on, the Fast Start bonus is based on enrollment generations, which means I could enroll somebody, and in order to create a sense of community or team working together, if I were to place that individual underneath somebody else, you know, so they end up being on my second level, placement level, but if I personally sponsor them, they still belong to my first enrollment generation. Okay, so that applies here. So looking at this this diagram here, don't think placement as much as generations. So we're looking at first generation, kind of like your kids, their kids, and your grandchildren, and then your great grandchildren on the third generation. So on average, third generation, 3 people come in from each of those 5 on your second generation. So we're talking about a 5 by 3 duplication model, 10 that bring in 5 that bring in 3, versus your typical 10 that bring in 10 that bring in 10 that bring in 10, and you're going to be a millionaire next month in no time at all. 10 that bring 5 that bring in 3, duplicating the proper behavior with the premium pack. And this is where the magic begins to happen, because we incentivize you as a leader to work deep into your organization, and we incentivize you on a weekly basis. So you look at a lot of other compensation plans out there, and hands down, the vast majority, I'd venture to say 98% of compensation plans are found lacking significantly in that bridge between upfront earnings. You know, it's always great to enroll somebody and be able to get a Fast Start bonus, right? But most companies do not have a bridge that helps you get to the point where you're earning residually on reoccurring monthly orders a significant enough income to at the very least cover your own product order on a monthly basis. And that's where we see a lot of attrition. That's where we see a lot of fallout. People after 2-3 months ordering product, they say, I'm not making enough money to cover at least my own product order. It's difficult. Versus here, we're going to incentivize you 5 generations deep. Here, we're only going to look at 3 generations with this 3-step legacy plan, but we pay out a total of 5 generations deep, enrollment generations, on a weekly basis in a Fast Start generational bonus. Okay, so you're seeing money come in, deposits into the bank, onto your ProPay card, literally every single week, and not just on people you personally enroll, but for those 5 generations, okay? So like I said, this is where the magic really starts to happen, because on this third generation, while only 3 people are coming in from those 5 each on your second generation, that's a total of 150 new enrollments, okay, on the premium pack, and that represents to you. Now, bear in mind, each one of these individuals, when they bring in those 3, they're going to get 20% on the enrollment pack. as well as this person right here is going to receive a percentage on all these enrollees. But you yourself here, on your third generation, you're getting paid out 8% on each of those new business partners that are coming in, which represents $6,000 in personal earnings for you that following week. Okay, so if we look at the end result here in this simple 5 by 3, 10 that bring 5 that bring 3, 10 that bring 5 that bring 3, far from being a perfect world duplication model like a lot of people promote, we're looking at a total of 210 total enrollments in our organization. And if we were able to achieve this in a single month in volume, it's extremely impactful, and it's actually life-changing in a major way, because you take that 210 times the 500 PV for each of those premium packs, that represents a total of 105,000 organizational volume, or PV, and product volume on those 210 premium packs. Rank-wise, done within a single month, you would be able to achieve the A12 legacy rank. Okay. Total fast start bonus, that generational fast start bonus that we're talking about, earnings, equals a total of 8,000, 1,000 on the first generation with your 10 personals, directs, 1,000 on second generation, 6,000 on your third generation, keeping in mind that you also receive fast start generational bonus on your fourth and fifth generations, as well as that continued to duplicate. So imagine if those 3 each get 2 apiece, that get 1 apiece, it only gets more incredible here. Total rank advancement earnings here, because as you hit different mid to lower ranks, you receive a one-time rank advancement bonus with the Activz Compensation Plan. So you're looking at an additional $4,350 on top of that 8,000 that you received in fast start earnings. And on top of that, you'll participate in 7 of the 10 shares in our GBP, our global bonus pool, and 1 share in the legacy bonus pool. So I'm not going to get into details what those pools are. We can send out sheets and stuff if you're not familiar with that. But just by bringing 10 individuals in that bring in 5, that bring in 3, even if it doesn't happen in a month's time, the earnings are the same, whether it happens in a month or over 3 months or over 5-6 months, the earnings are the same. The only thing that changes here essentially would be rank or volume in a single month there, which obviously rank is based on volume on a monthly basis. So on top of that 8,000, 4,350, we're talking about a share or 7 shares in the global bonus pool plus 1 share in our legacy bonus. Total in earnings of guaranteed $12,350 plus. And once again, spread that out over 3 months. Let's break it down, the 3 steps, into 3 separate months. First month, we're going to focus primarily on bringing in our 10 personals. Maybe we'll take that and we'll divide it over 2-3 months to bring in our 10 personals. And then the following month, focus on our first generation and helping them to find their 5 new business partners. You could turn this into literally a 1-year plan, but we're still seeing significant income. We take that 12,350 plus the shares in the global bonus pool, as well as a legacy bonus. You can easily tack on a couple thousand more to that 12,350, and even spread out over an entire year, it still represents over $1,000 in additional income on a monthly basis. So imagine if you can do it in 3 months or 5 months, whatever the case may be, it's going to be individual, right? So this is the end results with this legacy duplication plan. And on top of that, you'll activate 3 additional, a lot of people aren't aware of this, you'll activate 3 additional Activz business centers, which are virtually 3 other U's, 3 other positions that will automatically, with no additional investment, with no further investment, they'll automatically activate and appear in your back office. Frontline to your original position, and then frontline to your second position, third, and onto the 4th position there. Total of 4 positions that you have, your original plus the additional 3 business centers that automatically activate at the A6, A8, and A10 ranks. So BC2, Business Center 2, Business Center 3, and Business Center 4. Very good. And on top of that, if you happen to have done this, prior to October, so I'd shared this presentation a handful of other times previous to this meeting. You also qualified for our first ever U.S. incentive trip to Salt Lake City, Utah, to meet the corporate team and all the researchers behind Activz. And for those of you that already qualified, first and foremost, congratulations. And this is what you've won on The Price is Right, right? So it's a trip to Salt Lake City, Utah to meet the corporate team, meet the formulators of both LINQ and Emora, includes round trip airfare for 2, if I'm not mistaken, individuals, ground transportation, 2-night hotel stay, tour of the Activz offices, meet and greet with the team, special VIP dinner, commemorative gift that's exclusive to that first incentive trip, and then recognition on both our website and social media pages. So that's the opportunity that we have. You can easily see that as you break it down. And after you bring in enough individuals to work with personally, it really does turn into a function of focusing on their success at that point. If you have 4 or 5 business partners willing to run with you, at that point, it is your job, it's your obligation to work with them directly and make sure that they're duplicating your same efforts to some degree. So like it says here, there's no secrets to success. It's simply a result of preparation, hard work, and learning from our failures. And like I've always said, it's been a mantra of mine. You want to see success in your Activz business, in life in general, learn to fail faster. Learn to not be afraid of failure. Learn to embrace it, run after it, chase it, all out massive action, do whatever it takes right now. Timing is in everybody's favor. We just launched into the US this past month, towards the beginning, second week of October. We're just barely over 1 month under our belts, having launched in the US. You are all founding distributors, pioneers, if you will. So take full advantage of that. We know that timing is everything in our industry, in this space, in network marketing. And so with that and the incredible cutting edge technologies and products that we're offering and taking to the marketplace, it is literally not a matter of whether or not you will be successful. It's simply a matter of how long it will take based on, your individual efforts and how fast you're willing to fail, to get up in front of people and start sharing the information. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the screen share.